Hello, my fellow astronauts, and how are you doing today? So we're on the second video in my Lord Capon DLC. So we got to Sasau, and as I'm going here, I found the guy who has the aroma of infinite allure. It's a charlatan. He's going around scamming people all over town, and the only way he's going to give it to me is I need to become his apprentice. So which starts a whole chain of quests. So we're going to skip that part because that's a little boring. And for most of this video, we're going to be skipping a lot of his quests, and we're just getting to the important parts. So while we're in Sasau, he just has me steal some dice players' dice. I get some feathers from some local birds, and then I have to get. So I do that, and then he wants me to steal a shroud from some dead person who's just recently died. I do that, and we give it to him, and then as I'm giving it, he's getting run out of town, and that's where we're gonna start the video from here.
I have the shroud for you.
Have you now? Good work.
Yes, well, it wasn't easy.
I'm sure. That's also why. Goodbye.
That's where he lives. Let's teach him a lesson.
He's
Oh,
inside.
fuck.
I saw him go
Fuck!
in.
Henry! Delay them! What? How? There's a reward for you in the trunk. I'll see you in the next go.
Come on.
Break it down.
Do it.
What the fuck is going on here?
He's gonna get what's coming. What are you doing here?
He should be ashamed. How can he sell some people this way and so near a monastery?
He swindled me, too. I came here to throw his potions in his face, but it looks like he hasn't been home for a while. He probably ran away before his trickery could catch up with him.
Bastard! Either way, he'd better not show his face in this town again. Let's go!
Oof. Alright, well, since he's gone, I'm gonna just take all of his shit. Alright, we're in Ledechka. Let's try talking to this guy. Hopefully he gives me the stupid thing I need. He just says pop up his wares in all these new towns. If I have to do like 4 quest lines, I'll be pissed.
Well, who have we here?
Ah, the prodigal son returns. I knew you'd come back to me one day.
Let me guess. You saw it in a dream?
I knew you were going to say that.
But I had a divine revelation. That next time I won't be around to pull you out of the shit.
Oh, well, I am sorry. But these things are sent to try our fortitude in the face of adversity.
I'd like to try your fortitude.
No, more quests.
So what is it you want from me now?
Oh, my dear apprentice, everything's gone to the devil. I'm living from hand to mouth, sleeping on straw, and the local peasants won't buy from me. They say they don't trust me, as if I were some kind of charlatan. Can you believe it? Does this look to you like the face of a swindler?
Yes.
I'm an honest trader in sacred goods, whose only concern is the welfare of troubled souls.
A regular good Samaritan.
And any time now the slanderous gossip will spread here from Sasau. I should leave before things get worse. But I can't go anywhere until I've made a bit of coin. So what's needed is to give the locals a bit of encouragement, to open their hearts and purses.
I'm not doing any violence upon this city. They already don't like me.
I'm not going to go around beating people for you.
What do you take me for? I wouldn't hurt a fly. Violence is for the dull-witted. We must gently demonstrate to them the necessity of buying my remedies. For example, to ward off a revenant.
Revenant? What revenant?
The dead return from the grave, a corpse that the soul is unable to depart from, which wanders among the living, filled with rage at its wretched fate.
Yeah, I saw something like that once. But it was just some drunk going home from the tavern after losing all his money at dice.
Don't make light of such things. Now tell me, Do you know how to deal with a revenant?
Chop its head off and sprinkle holy water on it?
That is the traditional way of dealing with such supernatural manifestations. You are my trained apprentice, but the ignorant villager is entirely at a loss how to deal with such dark forces. It is our sacred duty to prepare them for such threats.
And how do you propose to do that?
Well, they're all doubting Thomases. They need proof. We'll need a grave, an empty grave that we can use. There's one along the way to Sasau, but it's got one minor shortcoming.
What's that?
Well, it's not entirely empty.
Not entirely? What does that mean?
You have to dig it up first.
But that's a sin.
Refusing to help the needy is also a sin. I haven't had a decent meal for 40 days and 40 nights.
My conscience is clear where your stomach is concerned. Disturbing a grave is a grave sin.
The grave is not in hallowed ground, so that's hardly worth one Lord's Prayer and penance. I asked a priest once, just out of curiosity.
Why this particular grave?
The locals don't like to talk about it, so it's surely got some sinister past behind it. And in places like that, revenants sprout up like mushrooms after rain.
Well, if that's how it is, we could open old wounds. That could easily set people against us. Again.
Then it would be best if no one could connect us to it, wouldn't it?
I'll have nothing to do with it. Give the job to someone with no human decency.
But you're my one and only apprentice.
Wonder why the grave is so far away from town. Why would you build... Yeah, why would you build a grave here? It's like out of the way. Oh. I gotta move it piece by piece. This is stupid. Oh, wait, can I just pick up the whole thing? Alright, cool.
God be with you, good wife. Has something happened here?
Heavens no. It's quiet here, unlike some other places.
And what about that empty grave?
What empty grave would that be now?
The one beyond the village, alongside the road to Sasau. Just by the river, on the Pine Headland.
How would you know it's empty? Unless it was dug up.
Oh, it's dug up, all right. Freshly. And empty. I saw it with my own 2 eyes.
Lord in heaven, what in the name of...
How come it's not in hallowed ground, anyway? Only unrepentant sinners are buried like that. Usually.
I don't like to say. It's an old wound that's best forgotten.
Whose grave is it?
Well, once a long time ago there was a young charcoal burner living here with his wife. There was always a lot of charcoal burners here, but this fellow worked alone. That's not an easy job for one man.
No one wanted to work with him, or what?
He was a hard-headed fellow who always wanted to take care of his family himself.
I can understand that. It's always better to work for yourself than break your back for someone else.
His wife was expecting, though no one knew it yet. And he wasn't doing well at all. Soon enough, they had nothing to eat. And so he took to thieving.
Well, thieving is wrong.
Aye, but when there's a child on the way and your wife hasn't the strength to get out of bed for the hunger, well, you ought to think differently.
And did he get caught?
Well, at first it was just a few eggs going missing from people's hen coops. But then it was anything that wasn't nailed down. And in the end, they caught him.
And I suppose he was harshly punished for it.
Even then he didn't let on why he was doing it. They whipped the skin off his back and banished him from Lebetchko.
So justice was done then?
It wasn't enough for some folk. When the butcher found out he'd never get any compensation, he wanted them to chop off the charcoal burner's hands. If the bailiff hadn't talked sense into him, he'd have done it himself with his cleaver.
Well, he got off lightly enough then.
And in the end, he got what was coming to him, and more.
The butcher caught up with him.
No. It was the mills of God turning slowly but surely. His wife bled to death in childbirth, and the child died with her.
God have mercy on their souls.
Amen.
Nothing could have been done to save them.
There was no one there. He had no one who would care for his wife. They say on that day he parted ways with God forever, and he turned his back on the village too. I reckon he never forgave himself, nor us either.
The Lord moves in mysterious ways. But how did he end up?
Don't ask me that, lad. I beg you.
No, fuck it. I'm curious. I'm gonna find out.
Come now, good wife. You can't leave the story unfinished.
I said no. Will you let it lie?
Alright, whatever. Alright, let's go talk to the charlatan. Man, that's a pretty fucked up story. Alright, let's talk to him real quick.
I know who was buried in that grave. A young charcoal burner.
So begins the tragic tale of the young charcoal burner who became entangled with the devil himself.
Oh, don't start. What devil? I'm trying to tell you. He was from Ledechko. He was trying to eke out a living for himself and his wife, but he couldn't manage. When she fell pregnant, he took to stealing.
Pride drove him from the straight and narrow path, and soon he sold his soul to the devil to fill his stomach.
They caught him and punished him, but some of the people he'd robbed didn't think it was enough. Then when his wife died in childbirth, and the child too, he blamed everyone for it. Even God, apparently.
But when the time came to pay his debt to hell, the devil had no use for his soul, and took his wife and child instead. The charcoal burner cursed God, who struck him down in righteous vengeance. But the dead man's soul never left his body. He came back as a revenant to vent his rage at God and men and take vengeance on the living.
Jesus, did you listen to what I said at all?
Sorry, did you say something?
Oh, never mind. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, the question is, what would the revenant do to get revenge on the villagers? Well, apprentice?
I fucking hate this guy. I hate him so fucking much.
What about his wife and child? No doubt he'd want to avenge their death.
Well, how did they die?
In childbirth.
And when his love turned to rage, the water turned to blood. Nothing too original, but it's tried and tested. If you do it at the baths, everyone will hear of it.
How am I supposed to do that? It might be a bit suspicious if I'm seen walking around with a pail of blood.
No problem. There's a certain potion that will do the trick easily.
He was stealing food from people, right? So, supposing he started again.
We should steal from people? Disgraceful. Have you no shame?
Maybe just a few eggs from hen coops, like the gossip mentioned.
Well, that wouldn't be too serious a sin. Will they put it down to the revenant, though?
They would, if I put some charcoal there instead.
And their nourishment he turned into ash.
The gossip mentioned the butcher. It seems he was infuriated that the charcoal burner's punishment was too lenient.
And the revenant spoiled their meat with his malign touch.
How's that?
Spoiled meat is a classic example of a revenant's power.
I thought it was the work of bad butchers.
That too, sometimes.
So, I should switch the good meat for bad at the butcher's.
But make sure it's the same kind of meat. Not even a revenant will turn a cow into a chicken.
He cursed God. That's very serious.
What is it that most brings God to mind?
They don't have a church there. But everyone will have a rosary. I can't think of anything else.
That's it! If folks start losing their rosaries, they'll have sleepless nights over it.
You want me to steal rosaries? But that's...
Or just exchange them.
For what?
For nothing.
Great.
So, switch eggs for charcoal, switch the meat, color the water in the baths, and switch the rosaries. That ought to do it. I hope so. Of course, if you come up with anything else, don't let me hold you back. Talking to people might give you ideas. Traders, the bailiff.
Well, what if someone sees me in the act?
They mustn't. Otherwise, it'll end up like Sasau all over again. Don't draw attention to yourself, or they'll put two and two together.
Sure. I'll keep my head down. And how will I know if I've succeeded? I doubt it'll be announced on the market square.
I'll be the first to know. They'll come running to me for a remedy, like hens at feeding time. Off you go and raise hell.
But whatever he did, don't you think he deserves some peace?
Dear Henry, after all the poor wretch went through, I'd say he's beyond any peace.
Well, he certainly won't have any as long as I'm carrying his bones around with me.
Ah, but you know who those remains could help?
Help? Who? How?
Me, of course. And I'd pay you a nice price for a revenant's bones.
But there is no revenant.
Not yet. What do you say?
Why not? I don't care. I just want them out of my inventory.
All right. I'll sell them to you.
Splendid.
No way, dude. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I want 200.
What do you say to this?
It'll take more than that.
Oh, he's pissed.
Revenant bones. They'll be very useful indeed. Good luck then.
All right, everyone. So we just talked to the charlatan. We sold those bones of the revenant to him. Next, there's one dude in town who's not scared of the revenant. He's not freaking out like everybody else in town is. So my goal is to now go antagonize him and tell him to put his money where his mouth is. We're going to have him stay the night outside the grave, and then we're going to freak him out. He's also going to bring some buddies with him. But luckily, I know their fears. One person is scared of dogs because he got lost in the wild for a while. And you'll notice my dog in the background. And then also, there's another friend who's scared of fire because he got burned as a child. So luckily, didn't see the part where the charlatan made me go sit there and talk to a dog and just practice barking. But yeah, we're going to skip that part. And we're going to go into meeting him and his buddies and scaring them at night. We'll catch you in a second.
I've heard there's a revenant haunting these parts.
Ah, you don't want to believe those old wives' tales.
Well, it's not true then.
Of course not. It's just a lot of fairy tales.
You're kind of sure of yourself, aren't you?
That I am. And what's it to you?
Nothing. It's just that, well, bold talk doesn't prove anything.
Are you saying I'm lying?
I'm saying I don't think you have the balls to back up your talk.
If it'll shut you up, I'll gladly sleep by the grave.
That I would love to see. So when are you going to do it?
Just as soon as I can in the evening.
All right, now let's try to scare his buddies away.
Right. And now you can... Shh! Quiet, Henry. You'll give us away.
Sorry. What's that you're wearing?
What do you think it is?
I don't know, some new fashion?
It's my revenant costume, of course.
My apologies, Master, for not recognizing it immediately.
You obviously still have a lot to learn.
So did they come?
Yes, all three. They're camping at the top of the hill.
Right. I'll have time to get haunting then. Where do I start?
I'll leave that up to you. The main thing is to scare off the two cronies first. I'll take care of fearless Felix.
So I'll scare one off with the lamp,
Yes, just make sure no one sees you shooting.
and the other one with fearsome noises.
That will probably take a few attempts. Ideally, a bit at a time.
Let him work up an appetite for more, so to speak.
I couldn't have put it better myself. Just don't give yourself away.
I won't, but if they do happen to see me coming...
Then you'd better vanish like a wisp of smoke, or make some excuse.
And what will you be doing?
I'll wait somewhere out of the way for a while, and then I'll crash in. So make sure the other two are gone by then.
All right.
What the fuck? I don't know if it's because I'm not close enough to camp or what. Pushing X like I'm supposed to. What the hell? What am I only calling my horse? Oh shit, now the alcohol's hitting me.
That's a strange sound.
Christ, that noise again. What kind? Probably nothing. Not again. No, please, God, no. I can't stand this. No, no, please, no. They're everywhere. They'll devour me. Jesus Christ, I've got to get away from here.
Well, I did a practice on earlier and I did it fine. Oh, it's because I'm drunk. That's what's good. You can still see it flying. I swear, guys, I'm normally better at this. The shooting stars. Oh. There we go.
Hey, where did that fire come from? How could it go up in flames? There's nothing there. What was that?
Oh my god. Where did that fire come from?
Jesus, no. Not fire. No. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I struggled a little bit with the first part of it, but whatever. I'm gonna stand right here so I can watch it. This is kind of a dumb quest line.
That was something.
How did you like that, eh?
Wonderful! I haven't had so much fun since I dressed up as the Pope.
Did you see him run? Like all the demons of hell were on their heels.
One was quite enough, evidently.
So what now?
Now I just wait for my customers to turn up. Come and see me tomorrow before noon, and you'll get your well-earned reward.
I finally gonna get the cologne for Sir Capon. That's what I really want. Wow. Well, I guess he wasn't out there in this building. He's actually in here.
Ah, my dear apprentice, how happy I am to see you.
So, it all worked out then?
Like a dream. I didn't sell half as much in Sasau.
That's good news. Now, about that thing you promised me.
Your well-deserved reward, certainly. Here you have it.
What will you do now?
Well, I could leave. I've got just enough to cover my travel. But I'd be as poor as a church mouse in the next place, so I'd better wait and see if I can sell even more.
Well, at least I'll know where to find you.
Alright, guys. So, did some research after doing this entire quest line, which I'm going to leave in here in the video. I didn't have to do any of this bullshit. If I would have just stuck to what I'm good at. That's motherfucking robbing people. Yeah, fuck him. I'm taking everything he's got. There we go. You know, it'd be funny, because I haven't rewatched any of the videos yet, guys, but I think I might have actually gotten that forever ago, and I could have just went and made it for Sir Hans. But I didn't rewatch any of the footage of when I was drunk yet, when I was playing this at the time of me filming this. So yeah, I might have fucked up, but oh well. All right, we're here in Reptile. Let's go find Sir Lord Capon.
Well, Henry, it cost me a lot of effort, but it seems I've finally succeeded in making a half-decent warrior out of you. Anything I can do for you?
I got you that potion from the charlatan.
What charlatan? He's a man of learning who even cured the Pope of impotence. But thanks, Henry. I really appreciate your help. Once I drink this potion, every woman will faint at my feet. But I'm only interested in one. The fairest creature on God's green earth.
The butcher's daughter, I know. And then what?
A rendezvous. She and I, under the cloak of night. And you shall be my herald of exalted words. You will hide and prompt me from a book of poetry.
I'll do what?
Here's a book of poems. I'll need a little time to get ready. Meanwhile, you can learn some poems off by heart. You'll prompt me.
Learn poetry? Me? That sounds... well, not exactly...
Stop wasting time and get to it. Come back to me in a couple of hours. I have to get dressed up and groomed, and it'll take a while before the potion takes effect. See you later.
Great. We got a sleepy dog behind me. Anyways, guys, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. In the next video, we're going to take a look at the book of poems, see what kind of poems are in there. We're going to help Sir Lord Capon on his day, and we're going to just see what kind of shenanigans we get into that. Anyways, you've been a terrific audience. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, consider subscribing to the channel, and leave down a comment below of how mad you've been if doing all those side quests with this stupid guy, and you could have just stole him in the first place. That's what happened to me. I'm a little cheesed off, but yeah. Anyways, we'll catch you guys on the next one.